You ever seen any nights like this back home? Seems like the nights over here are so much darker. Can't see a foot in front of your face out here. Just so you know. I hope you got your transition letters when you transfer to this squad smoothly and effectively. Good. Last thing we need is a layover. Somebody who comes in here and gets hooked up with the squad. They figure out he wasn't actually supposed to be here to begin with and shipped out to somewhere else and God knows where. I'm sure you've already had your formal introductions with the rest of the men in the squad, but I think tonight's a pretty good night to have a good talk with you about things you really need to be mindful of while you're out here. You seen the combat before? No? Have you ever fired your weapon at something other than a dummy target? Yeah. Well, we're not back at Fort Pickett or San Diego. This is deep shit. Out here, you really have to. Your eyes and your ears are what's going to keep you alive out here. I just want to let you know my name is Sergeant Cooper. And that man over there, that's Jeff. Guy laying next to that tree. That's Corporal Lancaster. Anything that you need to come to me, and I'll go to him. Or either of us, really. Depends on what it is. But for the next few weeks, it doesn't matter. The formalities, let me put it this way. Formalities don't matter as much out here. They still matter, not as much out here. What matters out here is that you do what the fuck we tell you to do, and what everyone else tells you to do. We work out as a team. There's 12 of us. Currently, right now, we're out here in the field. We've been given orders to hold where we're at. Literally half a mile to the north of us is what the French call the I don't know exactly how to say it. We always just call it the cliff. It's like Clairvaux in French. If you look on any map, it's going to say Clairvaux. The Clairvaux River is half a mile to a mile north of us. Past that, it's a fucking hornet's nest. You've got Germans everywhere. We are as close as the front lines as we could be getting. So, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need everyone on top of your game. Because I don't know when we're gonna be getting orders to move up. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be 3 weeks. But we're moving forward. Literally 20 miles up the road Every kraut this side of fucking Berlin is waiting to put a bullet in every one of us, and you gotta be ready. You've been through training, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. But all I ask is that you listen to what me and Lancaster tell you at all times, because this isn't the game anymore. We're not out here to have fun. We're out here to fight. And I know this may sound silly, as if you didn't know this, because you've probably been thinking over this for the last year, since you got your draft notice. But the only reason I'm telling you this is because you haven't seen combat before. And what we're up against right now, we're not up against anything any different than the 10,000 to 100,000 other men that are sitting to the west, up against the border of Berlin, Belgium. As soon as we push into Belgium, Hitler's got his forces sitting on the western side of Belgium. The Brandenburgian forces, along with the 15th Panzer Corps, are still moving up. We estimated we've got intel that estimate conflict between us and within the next week. So his forces are moving up. He realizes that he's fucked at this point, so he's moving all his men to the west in an attempt to block the Allied troops from to keep moving up. So we're stirring up a hornet's nest at this point, and we don't have the worst of it, but we're with the best of the best. As long as you stick with us and you keep the guys with you. There's 12, like I said, there's 12 of us here, 10 of you, me and Lancaster, and then the rest of your squad mates. We've got to make sure we've got a firm foundation before we get out there, because they don't care. They don't give a damn. They don't care who they're shooting at. They're just shooting. We've got 2 of your squad mates, Benny and Jackson. Benny and Jackson both have Brownings. You need to make sure you take this box of ammunition, and along with the other couple over there, you are going to be the man who carries it. You are going to stick. If shit hits the fan, you find Benny and you find Jackson. If you can't find one of them, find the other. If you find one, get them this ammunition, because they're going to need it. We're counting on them. We have 2 machine guns in this squad. They're going to be laying down cover fire if things get ugly up there, which they most likely will. It's up to you to get them ammunition. Taylor is your medic. Someone gets hit, Taylor's the one that's coming up there. If you get hit, Taylor's the one that's going to be back to get you back. Don't think that we don't think you're ready. We know you're ready. We know that y'all are perfectly fine. But like I said, you can't slack off a bit at this point. I just want you to realize that shit right now is as real as it's gonna get. I can't put it any plainer than where I'm putting it right now. But shit is real at this point. And we're no longer playing games, because I know the military, the army will tell you a lot of things to get you to believe and act a certain way, to get you riled up, and to continue to buy bonds and to do certain things. But right now, this shit is real. We're right there at the finish line. Well, we're not at the finish line by any means, but we're right there. It's gonna be rough, but we can handle it. Obviously, we're not the only squad. The rest of the company is a few miles back behind us. We, because of a certain sequence of events that have carried on the last day, we were given orders to hold. The chances are we will be moving back to regroup with the rest of our battalion before we move forward. They're not going to send a squad of 12 up to fight the entire Wehrmacht by itself. But I just spent this time I have to speak personally to you, because I know you're new, and I know, like I asked you about your transfer papers, we cannot get up to the front line. Well, we already are at the front line, but we can't get up to where we literally need everyone we have, and then have orders for you to ship out. We can't have that. We have to make sure we have everyone right now. Everything that you have been trained to do, everything that we've all been trained to do, is what we need to pull out of the hat now. And I know you will all perform very well. I have every bit of confidence in you, all of you, that you will perform greatly. And I'm sure that there will be times where you'll be afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the acknowledging the fact that there is that you fear, but disregarding that, pursuing anyway. First things first. The chances are we're going to be moving up to the Clervaux. The chances are, based on intel, and the best guesses that we can make at this point, is that the Krauts have bunkers dug in up there on the other side of the river. Of course, I'm sure we'll get air support to go in there and blast some of those out. But we're obviously going to get our feet wet, that's for sure. But if we start taking fire, get down. I need you down. I can't have you up. I mean, obviously you can't just cower down in a hole. But what I'm saying is, you have got to keep that ammunition checked, because one bullet and that ammunition goes off. Those boxes are bulletproof, but that belt, you're going to have a belt around your neck. What I mean by that is, you have a belt ammunition. Now that guy Benny's not going to have time to take that shit out of that box and pull out that. You're going to have that out ready. so that he can continuously be laying down fire. Because they're the only thing that's keeping us alive. They've got a very important job. When the 42s start going off, and you start seeing potato mashers flying all over the place, you're going to be damn lucky that you think you're lucky stars, and thank the almighty God that you had Benny and Jackson there with those Brownings covering us. I think we're all afraid. There's no doubt in my mind. But we're here to take back what has been taken through a horrible and brutal attempt to compromise the safety and security of Europe, and compromising our safety on the Eastern and Western Front. We've got no choice. We've got no choice. We've got no choice to be here or not. But just remember, you better get on. You better love these guys you got with you, because they're all good guys. Benny, Jackson, Chamberlain, Taylor, Mike, Spinelli, all of them, because those are the guys that are going to be with you when you go out there. They're going to be on your left and on your right, and there's not going to be someone there out there telling you what to do all the time. There's going to be times where you're going to have to make decisions for your own personal self, not orders. And then we may be around to tell you. God hope that we'll be around there to tell you. But if something happens to Lancaster and me, they're going to be the only ones that are there to help you. And you're going to have to work as a team. You're not a child. They're not your mom and dad. You've got to be able to work with them. Yes, they will be giving you orders, but you are a team. This is not a hierarchy. Once you get into combat like this, the hierarchy don't mean a damn thing. Maybe if you're on the other side. Maybe if you're on the other side of the river, it does. So that's not how we function. That's not how we function. Well, you better get yourself some rest. We moved 5 mics east in 3 hours. So you better get yourself some rest. We'll talk more in the morning. Have a good night, trooper.